I'm a hypocrite. I'll play the first one.
Email comes from Isaac. He says, my question will take a second to explain.
Okay.
I'm sorry about the length. I was reading the review of Diablo 2 on IGN from 2000.
Wow.
The reviewer didn't give the game a perfect score, or a score above 9, because on day one there was a patch. And to quote the review, it says, the first thing that blares in my mind and made me a bit wary of problems in the game was that the first day that the game was released, there was a patch out for the game. Yeah, you shouldn't need to download a patch right off the bat. Isaac continues, in modern games...
There's a dark future that was predicted there.
If you load up a brand new game, immediately an update is downloaded.
Yeah. The days of future patch.
That's really good.
Boo! Oh!
The statement that a game...
I'm sleeping right now.
has gone gold is not really important anymore since most games have an immediate update that fixes their finished product. 15 years ago, this wasn't accepted. Maybe reviewers should start bringing down scores on video games that require this.
Why?
Do you think reviewers should dock points for things like Day 1 DLC or updates, which are nearly as large as the entire video game on their own?
No, I mean, Day 1 patches suck, right? But, I mean, they're a reality of, like, the game is finished, has to be finished, sent off and printed, 6 weeks before it comes out.
But that wasn't a reality 6 years ago.
But I'm just saying, like, they can spend those 6 weeks fixing issues. Like, so why not do that? There's two counterpoints. One, I feel like I spend my entire life updating software updates and game updates, and I can't just play video games. I'm always updating. The second thing is a shocking percentage of these consoles still aren't online.
Like people don't have online connections for their consoles.
So I always wonder, like, how many people are playing unpatched, Witcher 3 or whatever game. Like, it's got, it's in double-digit percentage of people just don't get these patches.
No, I think we put up with more than we probably should. We've developed maybe an unhealthy tolerance to what people are willing to hand out to us. Not just day one patches. So think about the Red Ring of Death and the tremendous number of 360s that just didn't work, that broke very quickly, and how many I'd watch people go through. And to an extent, I think it's fair to say that maybe the press let Microsoft off the hook for that a little bit, not because of any kind of horrible...
Only Damon was working here on the time, at the time, so he's the press.
And I'm not talking about some kind of like secret
conspiracy. Tell him you let the people down.
I'm not talking about secret conspiracies. I'm talking about the fact that we all just wanted to play the games. We were excited about the tech. But gradually over time, these broke, and by the time we just accepted it. We kept buying it. Maybe we shouldn't have.
That's an interesting story to tell, but like honestly, that's all people talked about when that was out.
Yeah. We talked about it, but we kept buying them.
Well, we didn't keep buying them. Journalists, they named their podcast here after the Red Ring of Death. Like, the one thing people knew about the Xbox was that it broke, that it had great games. Everyone wanted to play it.
I think it's a little revisionist too, because I had a Red Ring of Death, and then Microsoft sent me a free Xbox. Like,
you still had to everybody. Well, that's what happened to everybody. We're talking about that as if that's okay. That's not okay. They shipped the entire world broken products that they had to replace.
Everybody thought it was okay.
Shipping something that worked.
But they didn't know it didn't work.
Are you sure?
Well, but I mean, come on.
They sat there and just like, well, we don't care if it works. We're going to ship it anyway. I
agree with your sentiment, but I don't think that's a good example.
No, I am hearing three people argue the same insanity I heard in the middle of it. Yeah, it's accepting this as something that's okay. That's why I waited so long to buy an Xbox.
But Microsoft spent over $1 billion.
I waited a long time to buy an Xbox.
Like, what's their end game? Yeah, they're rubbing their hands together. We're going to ship a broken console.
It's not the end game. It's the beginning game. We're not being careful how we build this, and we're going to ship it anyway. Oh, it doesn't work. Whoops, that was a big screw up. But
now this is going to cost us a lot of money.
Yeah, it is going to cost a lot of money. No, they pay for it? That's it.
Check this out, though, Jared. They're not winning this console cycle.
I'm not anti-Microsoft.
No, but is that because people don't trust their hardware?
No, I don't think so.
I think it is. And I think it's because they don't trust the Kinect and paying extra money to get the Kinect back in.
Okay, that's a whole other argument.
I think hardware really matters to people, and that is a situation in which people stop buying a system because of hardware.
So, Jared, what do you say to the question, should game reviews dock points for day one updates?
That's not really how game reviews work.
I think we should... Well, I was going to say, that's my problem is the dock point statement. I think they should mention it. And just like Justin said at the beginning, it sucks. And I think it's okay to say, hey, there's a huge patch on this, and it sucks. And we ought to put that in the review.
You know what's crazy is Nintendo used to have a policy of never doing that through the Wii. So while and not just day one patches, any patches at all. So while the PS3 and the Xbox 360 had constant updates and DLC and patches, Nintendo was very resistant to that and said, no, our game's code will be finished and tested properly and will always work. And even if there was an issue, they would not patch it. I always thought that was an interesting stance, and now they are on the patch train, and they have day one patches all the time.
Yeah, they patch as much or more often than everyone. Actually.
Yep, they have day
Twilight
one.
Princess had a show-stopping bug where if you saved in the wrong spot, you couldn't leave it.
You mean Skyward Sword?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought I ran into a bug in Metal Gear last night, and I was doing research trying to figure out. It turns out I hadn't, but then that was the first time I read that bug that if you took Quiet on Mission 29 with you, your save file just got corrupted.
Oh yeah, isn't that fun?
It was just like, yep, nope, you chose the wrong buddy to take on this mission, now your save file's corrupted. It took them like 2 weeks to fix that.
That was
patch
on one
after
console,
released.
right? Not all of them?
Yeah.
No, I think it was on every console. And they issued a patch on PS4 and PC, but I don't know if they ever issued one for Xbox One.
That's crazy.
But Rodney's making me rethink how I write my next review. Thanks, Rodney.
That was Isaac.
Oh, that was Isaac.
That's Rodney too.